Okay, so now just to do a quick test to make sure I've done a good job erasing, I'll trigger. So it looks like I'm getting some more weird behavior from this thing when I erase. I expect it to just take away the edits on the other side, but it looks like it's doing more than that, which is another weird thing. But what I'm going to try now is the mask tool, because mask also is another way to get rid of things on one side. I just want to see if it gives me different results. So if I duplicate this target, and I'm going to try, if I assume that this is going to be the one on the left side, turn on edit and make sure I hide the original. And if I activate this mask tool, should be able to remove. So it looks like mask does a much better job with this than erasing. So we're going to be masking out the edits on the other side and not erasing. Let me duplicate this target and do it on the other side. So if I duplicate target, actually not this, I shouldn't be duplicating this. I should duplicate my source. So I'll go back to my source, duplicate it, make sure that this is the right side, and I'll temporarily delete this stuff and do some proper renaming. But I can now deactivate my original source, go into edit mode, and just like I did on the other side, since this is the right side, I can take my mask tool and erase the effects on this side. Well, not really erase, really what I'm doing is masking it out. But yeah, so mask works better than erase. So if I was to check this out, yeah, that's a lot better. So it only triggers one side. All right, so I can now delete these two because I guess the erase was disappointing. I have to find out why. Maybe I'm just not remembering how well it operates. I didn't know it doesn't return the vertices to their default state when you erase. All right, so those are the two corrective morphs for an abduction. And now let's move to the adduction and do that work. And again, I'll wait to delete this. I'll delete this when I'm pretty sure, when I'm done triggering and I like the sculpt work. I'll erase it, or I can just delete it right now and just accept the fact that either side has to be from here on out edited individually. But I think I'm gonna hold off. All right, let me deactivate these two and get moving to the adduction work. So with both of them deactivated, I'll bring the control system back. And to deal with the adduction, I'm actually going to set a few keys. Let me focus on this side first. I'll select it, and at 0, I'll set a key on rotate Y. And at maybe 22, I will put it in the final state that I want it in, somewhere around here. Might want to go a little farther than that, even though that is as far as, I think I'm going to go just a little bit farther, even though her hips won't actually allow for the hands to go that far down. I wonder if I should accommodate this. I probably shouldn't, because I'm going to stop over there. Right, so a 32. I'll do the same for the other side. Set a key at 32, and over here, make sure I set it to 0. Right, so when I slide on the timeline, I get an adduction on both sides. And now I want to make sure to turn symmetry back on. So I'm going to make sure symmetry is on. All right, so let me select this mesh, isolate it again, and slowly scrub, see what I have to do. All right, so let me add a target. Just call it source adduction for now. It's a temporary name. And I'll get started with the work. So move this there. And I'm going to start out here. So I will grab a vertex, go into soft selection, and I'll start with the soft selection brush, but I will more than likely move to the sculpting brushes shortly. Alright, now let me go in here and start worrying about some of this penetration here. This is quite easy to fix with the soft selection. One thing you do have to make sure of is to make sure that you're set to surface, because volume will push. In a case like this where you have two pieces of geometry penetrating each other, volume will select everything in that region. Surface will just focus on the surface that you have selected. So it's a way of isolating sides that are just too close to themselves. So like here, now I have this surface selected, it stays away from the other side. So if I came a little lower, I can make these movements to reduce the penetration here. All right, now I'm going to try to isolate this selection here, because I don't want to go sculpting anything else, because this is really there's a lot of other pieces of the geometry in view. Just isolate that tight spot. So let me see if I can just grab them here like so. Yeah, like that. And for this, to deal with this, now I'm going to jump back into the brushes. I'm going to take a smooth brush. Yeah, this is going to be a little harder than I thought. Let me grab my move. There's also the freeze brushes up top, which I didn't feel like I needed here, but I might. It's also a good one to use. You can freeze one side and then just freely move the other side. But this also works. When you set to surface, you can isolate very well. I'm going to release, set the keyframes back a little bit just so I can get in there and do some smoothing. Okay, seems to work better. Both smooth and relaxed. So that's how I got this to work better. All right. It's not too much penetration happening there now. Right, so now it's time to clean this up. Still with surface active. I can now move just one side, or the first side you touch with your mouse or pen. Alright, so that looks pretty nice. I'm going to go to the back and also move the back now, since we got the front and the center. Yeah, so I think this is pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, this is what it was before. And this is what we have when we have an adduction. It's not bad at all. Let's do some polishing.